All right, everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Rink B at the Bell Alliance Center here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. It's game number 2 of this special Mount Academy U18 Female Hockey Showcase, and it features the Rothsay Netherwood Riverhawks taking on the Western Wind. My name is Jordy Carahern. I'm happy to bring you play-by-play for this game and the next one at 4:30, which will feature the Mount Academy under-18 side taking on their under-17 counterparts. And for the Riverhawks, it's a quick turnaround here after playing yesterday against the Mount Academy under-18s, pulling out a hard-fought 3-2 victory. And they'll be looking to turn the trick again here. And in goal, they're going to turn to number 30, Angélie Savoie out of Val-de-Moor, New Brunswick. Grade 12, Savoie, it appears uncommitted at this point in terms of a post-secondary future, so definitely something there to watch. Meanwhile, for the Western Wind, they'll turn to number 33, Soraya Richard, for this afternoon's contest. So the way this game will work out, just as it did yesterday, 2 15-minute periods, then a flood, and then the third period will also be 15 minutes. Just, again, that one flood in between the 2 periods is how this one's going to go. All right, it looks like we're just about set to go here. Players are a little eager to get going, and now we're officially underway. Riverhawks control it. That one's sent up forward. Chasing after it is Ava Wood out of Oromocto. She sends it around. And there with it is Sophie Oliver. Dishes back to the point. Finds Moriarty with that. Kayla Moriarty, one of the post-secondary commits that this Riverhawks side has as that puck goes wide. Moriarty out of Brandon, Florida. She's going to be headed to Alvernia University in Reading, Pennsylvania this fall. Riverhawks with a good possession off the start. Ava Wood with it again. Back to the point for Taylor. That shot hits a stick on the way into the goal. And the Wind are able to clear it, but that's going to go all the way down the ice, and we're going to get our first icing of the game. Very early into this one yet, still 14-14 to go in this opening period. And still no score. And obviously a great opportunity for these young female hockey players with the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship right next door in Rink A at McLaughlin Arena or Bell Alliance Center, depending on what you want to call it, as that puck just goes wide. And again, the Riverhawks keep it in. That was Jordan Chalk out of Bonavista, Newfoundland with the opportunity. Wind slide that one back down, and going back for it is MJ English out of Royal Road, New Brunswick. Now the Wind with their first opportunity, McGuigan. That shot, it gets through to Savoie, but she's able to stop that one. And again, just to touch on the fact that, again, the U Sports Championship is in the same building, just about 20 feet from our broadcast position. Obviously a good opportunity for not only the 8 teams who are here to kind of identify their next level of talent and maybe fill some roster holes they might have coming up, but also for, other schools who might be interested in bringing some of these players in, because Atlantic Canada certainly has proven to be a very talented hotbed in women's hockey as of late as they score. Kind of a slower developing opportunity, but eventually it's Bailey Jones who gets the puck right in front of Savoie and just fires it over the shoulder. And a minute and a half in, it is 1-0 Western Wind. And again, the Riverhawks, they had the measure of possession in the early going, but it seems like the Wind have found their legs, so to speak, or gotten the wind underneath them. Again, that's Bailey Jones with the goal. Now trying to respond are the Riverhawks. Headed back the other way is Oliver. Oliver working her way into the zone, and we're going to get our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a hooking call here on the Wind. And let's see who the guilty party is. It would appear to be Bridget Linkletter. So the face-off will come to the right of Soraya Richard. Rothsay Netherwood with its first power play of the game. Tie up off the draw, Wind control it and send it around their own net. And they're able to clear to burn off some time on this first penalty kill. Headed back for it there is Sarah Taylor, committed to Stonehill College, is the Halifax native. And Annie-Pierre Morancy doing a good job on the forecheck, just to burn off a little bit more time. But now Annika Cormier skates it out, and McGill University commit. Cormier, another one in, again, I'm not sure if it's the same bloodline out of St. Marie de Kent, New Brunswick, that produced Lucas Cormier, of course, of the Charlottetown Islanders. And again, there was another Cormier whenever we returned to play from, I believe, Stansted College. Yeah, that's where she was. So again, Cormier is in St. Marie de Kent. There's a lot of good hockey there as Ava Wood works her way around, tries to cut to the middle, centering pass just off the heel of the stick, and right in there was Lauren Fisher, but the net comes off. 1:02 left in this Rothsay Netherwood power play. Western Wind leading 1-0, courtesy of an early goal from Bailey Jones. Officials are happy with how things look again. Riverhawks win the draw. English. Down low to Laura Eustace. And for any local Mount Academy fans, Eustace certainly a familiar last name. Younger brother Harlan Eustace, part of the Mount Academy under-15 team, as the Riverhawks are about to go on to a 5-on-3 here. English with the shot. Still controlled here by Rothsay Netherwood, eventually touched up. And for 36 seconds, it's going to be a 5-on-3 after a tripping call. And headed to the box for Western Wind is Avery Noyes. So that's two defensemen in the box here for Western Wind for the next 36 seconds. Fisher wins that draw for Rothsay Netherwood. English goes cross ice. Brown pinches in to keep it in the zone. Brown again with it. Sadie Brown out of Twillingate, Newfoundland. Previous winner of Kraft Hockeyville, if I'm not mistaken. English with it at the point. She fires that one wide. Riverhawks trying to keep the pressure on, trying to find an equalizer here early. And now here's Hillary Wood with it. Works away around the defender, does the Mirror Machine native, as we are now back to 5-on-4. Wind still unable to clear. And here's Wood with the shot. That one gets in tight. Richard able to see it. Referee doesn't. So that'll bring a halt to the proceedings here. 11:18 remaining in the second period, or 11:08, excuse me, left in the second. 1:15 left in the Rothsay Netherwood power play. Tie up off the draw. Riverhawks again control it. That one put on net by Paige Price. And now again kept in by Rothsay Netherwood. That shot on goal. It hits a body. Shot courtesy of Taylor. And now the Wind able to clear. Jones able to advance that one down the ice. Moriarty. Drops it. Leaves it there for Sarah Taylor. Taylor skating up the middle of the ice. Still has it at the Western blue line. Eventually taken off the puck. McGuigan, excuse me, tried to reverse that. But Rothsay Netherwood maintains control. Out front, scores! Again, another slower developing play, but ultimately Jordan Chalk was right there. And with the extended 5-on-4, Rothsay Netherwood does in fact find the equalizer. It's 1-1, 10:22 to go in the first. And again, Jordan Chalk, another of the 04s for Rothsay Netherwood, who, according to the lineup sheet, does not have a university commitment as of yet. But certainly that doesn't hurt to put one in the back of the net. As the Riverhawks looking for more. Big stop there from Richard. Puck out front. And Wind tried to skate it out, but instead Cormier with the interception. Now the Wind will slap it out. Foot race here. I think that's No, not Chloe Gallant. That is 7. Isabel Richards, who was skating down the wing. And now it's Oliver coming back the other way for Rothsay Netherwood. Sophie Oliver just dumps it down. She'll go off for a change. Now the Wind trying to regroup. Just lift it out of the zone. Eustace intercepts in the neutral zone. Eustace, good body protection of the puck. And that puck's just going to get outside the zone. Sadie Brown back for it, goes cross ice to English. English has that one intercepted though. And centering pass there from Chloe Gallant. Couldn't quite find Morancy in the middle of the ice. Now Rothsay Netherwood sends it back around. Wood. Kept in by McGuigan. Now Sadie Brown skates it out. Up to Hillary Wood. Over to Eustace. Eustace shoots. Glove down by Richard. Good job from Richard to see that one all the way through. Eustace with a good release on that snapshot though. And so the faceoff will come to the right of Soraya Richard. 8:52 left now in the opening period. Chalk wins that draw. Back to Taylor. That shot goes wide. And kept in at the blue line by Moriarty. Now Price. Up to Chalk. Jordan Chalk still with it. Centers it. And that shot off a body. That was McMaster taking the shot. McMaster, her new teammates are next door. She's headed to UNB in the fall. And the Regina, Saskatchewan natives' new team will be in action in the tournament opener of the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship at 3 against McGill as play gets blown down. So interesting little contrast there. Again, Bailey McMaster and Annika Cormier teammates this year, but McMaster off to UNB in the fall. Annika Cormier headed to McGill. So they're on rival sides if they go to watch the opening game of the tournament after they're done here. Brown just kind of pushes that one over the boards, but the Wind take over. Now Richards skating it in. Richards tries to go high. Nice stop there from Savoie. Battle down low with Oliver, but it's Gracie Greenan who came out with it. That shot blocked, but it's up in the air. Now Brown out to Ava Wood. She tries to go around Darash. And yeah, just a half step offside there was Annika Cormier. And so we've just about hit the halfway point of this opening period. 7:39 to go. And again, early goals from Bailey Jones and Jordan Chalk have us tied up at 1. Western wins that draw. Shoveling it around the net was Casey. Now up the middle of the ice, here goes Chloe Gallant. Trying to find Morancy in the middle of the ice, finds her, just misses. Right idea there from Annie-Pierre Morancy, but just maybe a half step back from that pass. But well executed from Chloe Gallant's side as well. Rothsay Netherwood clears. Casey over to Chloe Gallant. She'll just dump it in and change. Back for it is Taylor. Now Eustace will send it around the other way. Price gets there first. Morancy with the good poke. As Brown loses it. Shot off the turnover from Ella Collins there. But then Rothsay Netherwood clears, icing waved off. Back for it was Linkletter. Now headed back the other way are the Wind. Pushed forward there by Jones. But now Rothsay Netherwood tries to get something going in the middle of the ice. Only for the Wind to take over. McGuigan will dump it in. Taken over by Moriarty. She swings that one around. Taylor's able to poke it past McGuigan, who's there on the pinch. Now Hughes. She pushes that one down. Moriarty goes cross ice. Ross St. Netherwood again trying to get things going, but unable to get it through the neutral zone. And I had to look to see if that change was all good. It looks like we are. And now Annika Cormier skates it forward for Ross St. Netherwood, only to turn it over. And that one gets dumped in by Noy. Back for it is Brown. She loses it. Greenan in on the dig as well, but now Oliver tries to skate it out. Sophie Oliver cross ice, intended for Ava Wood, but poked away. Wood does come back for it, though. Now English. Up to Fisher. Again, turned over in the middle of the ice. Oliver over to Ava Wood. Puck bounces up. Fisher with it. Fisher working her way around the outside. Again, the Rothsay, New Brunswick native playing for the hometown prep school. Not something you see too often, particularly with the school with the history of Rothsay. Netherwood is trying to go short side there was Chloe Gallant. Still bouncing around behind the net. And Collins unable to keep it in, so she'll go back to McGuigan. She goes up the ice. Chloe Gallant centers. Morancy unable to handle that. Now Hillary Wood skating back the other way for Rothsay Netherwood. Wood centering pass. Again, that one off a stick. I think that was Erin Rennie who got her stick in there. Now the Wind trying to get it out. Here's Chalk, the Rothsay Netherwood goal scorer. Left for Eustace. Centering pass intercepted. And McGinnis unable to clear. Richard there to make the stop. Eustace with a little extracurricular poke, but nothing coming of it. 4:11 remaining now in the first period. Again, we're all knotted up at 1. Face off to Richard's left. Rothsay Netherwood trying to push forward off the draw. Price just shovels it into the corner. Backhanded around by Linkletter. Now McMaster tries to kick it forward, but instead briefly turns it over. Now the Wind do get it out of their own zone. McMaster recovers. McMaster up the middle of the ice. Tried to work her way around a couple of Wind players, but had it poked away. Now the Wind headed back the other way. Backhanded on goal. Turned aside by Savoie. And that was hard to tell. I think it was McGinnis on the opportunity. But now trying to do something with it is Casey. Centering pass off a stick. Out to the point, Linkletter. That shot blocked, and now Rothsay Netherwood skating it out. Again, good protection there from Moriarty. As Western tries to reset in its own end, but instead Oliver takes it over. Cormier with the shot, stopped by Richard. Wood with the rebound, tries to go short side, also stopped. Again, unable to clear are the Wind. English keeps it in. That one off a body, now they'll get it out. They being the Wind in this case. As Sadie Brown skates it forward, gets some open ice, shoots! Big stop there from Richard in tight. Things starting to pick up a little bit. 2:40 left in this opening period. Brown over to Cormier. That one off a stick. And now skating it forward is McGuigan. She'll dump it in. 1-on-3 there on the forecheck. Now Greenan in to try and help out, but instead it's going to be English who backhands it forward. Now the Riverhawks skating it forward. Eustace coming down the wing. Centers for Ava Wood. Unable to get the shot off. Eustace tried to get the loose puck, but couldn't quite hold it. That shot goes wide, also from Laura Eustace. Morancy now in her own end. Gets it out to Taylor. She'll shoot it down around the boards again. And again, the Wind trying to get something together here. Collins is able to get it out, but only as far as Taylor in the neutral zone. Now handling that straight off the change was Rennie. Rothsay Netherwood trying to build up a bit of momentum here toward the end of the period. And that one squeaks out. Now Fisher over to Eustace. She'll dump it in and go off for a change. Good work from that line. Now the Wind trying to send it forward. Moriarty able to handle it at center ice. Now back in Western territory. Now Hughes swings it to the middle of the ice. And dumping that one in was McGinnis. Brown. Up to McMaster. She'll leave that for Sadie Brown as we're now into the final minute of this opening period. Sadie Brown skating it up. We saw her mobility there just a minute ago, cutting to the middle of the ice, but loses the puck that time around as Price goes cross ice to McMaster. Now DeRoche sends that one around. Rennie there first. Puck remains in Western territory. Rennie again there. Gets out to center ice. MJ English takes over. English tries to center, but that one off the skate. That was Richards getting in the way. Now Annika Cormier trying to do something. 25 seconds to go in the period. And now it's English and Kristen Taylor battling for it. Gets out to the point. That one in Rennie's equipment. She drops it and is able to slap it out of the zone. 10 seconds to go in the period now. Rothsay Netherwood with one last opportunity. Centering pass, Ava Wood. Good job defensively there from Casey to get the stick in, but Oliver with one last shot. Wood now. And a bit of a chaotic end to this opening period. But obviously chances at both ends, and that's got us at a 1-1 hockey game through the opening 15 minutes. And again, it'll be just a quick intermission here, and then we'll be right back for the second period, so we won't go anywhere on the broadcast. And direction certainly being given on both sides. And, you know, I would have to say that was a solid opening period on both sides. It's hard to know, or it's hard to really get inside the minds of some of these younger players, especially with the knowledge that, you know, there could be, and most likely is, youth sports coaches, potentially NCAA D3 coaches, or maybe other divisions as well. Certainly some eyes on these Canadian prep schools here. And again, Atlantic Canada has been good for producing talent over the last, you know, decade, especially if you think of players like Sarah Steele locally. And if you turn your eye to the national team, you can think of players like Jill Saulnier and Blair Turnbull, among others, certainly veterans of the program and gold medal winners in Beijing just about a month ago. Looks like we're just about set to go here once again. Again, by way of a quick reset here in this game, 1-1 after 15 minutes. And goals coming from Bailey Jones on the western side. That was about a minute and a half in before the response came from Rothsay Netherwood in the form of Jordan Chalk on the power play. Of course, in referencing some of the local talent, I'd be very remiss not to mention somebody in this very age group here as well, as Rothsay Netherwood is able to get it out. Of course, Sarah McAckern, very much a Hockey PEI product as well, and she's going to be part of Team Canada for the U18 Worlds, or was part of it, I should say. But again, certainly Sarah McAckern getting that national recognition as well. And again, just another byproduct of, you know, how hockey's developed in Atlantic Canada, especially on the women's side over that time. And getting the family confirmation that Annika Cormier is a cousin of Lucas Cormier. So I appreciate that little bump into the press box here, so to speak. And it was a cousin last time around for Stansted as well. But again, something in the water in St. Marie de Ken. Now Aaron Rennie. Rennie skates it forward for the win. That shot kind of off a stick and goes wide. Rossi keeps it in. And the shot from Gallant, that one stopped by Savoie. Bouncing puck in front. Gallant there, she scores! Chloe Galland, arguably the most dangerous offensive weapon on this Western Wind side. She's able to find that loose puck before Savoie does and just kind of pounds it into the top right-hand corner. And just like that, Western Wind with another early goal. They're back in the lead. It's 2-1. And now again, the Riverhawks looking to respond. English. That one off his body. And that pass just misses Fisher. Now Darash sends it forward to Morancy. Gallant will just shove that one down into Riverhawks territory before heading off. Now Laura Eustace coming back the other way. Puck gets through the defenders, and now it is Hillary Wood. Kind of got turned around there. Good defending from the Western defender. That was Molly Kate McGinnis actually getting back. Back to English at the point. She'll send that one into the corner. Hillary Wood and Erin Rennie battling for it. Wood comes out with it. Centering pass. Brown unable to get that one on net. Goes around the net again. Hillary Wood back with it. Dropped. Eustace unable to center. Eustace still with it though. Puck has a way of finding her on the ice. And there again, it's bouncing in front. McGinnis loses it in her skates, but is able to clear. Now Cormier. Again, now that we've established cousin to Charlottetown Islanders defenseman, World Junior defenseman, and Vegas Golden Knights prospect Lucas Cormier. And now great play there from Taylor to control the puck from her knees, but ultimately unable to get it out. And now the Riverhawks are buzzing here again. Moriarty keeps it in. She sends it down behind the net. Reddy is sending it down. Icing waved off. Nearly got caught up in a Rothstein Netherwood change, and Savoie's just going to freeze it. So 11:51 to go now in this second period. Goal from Chloe Gallant has put the Western Wind back up 2-1 early in this middle frame. A tie up off the draw. Taylor comes out with it. Wind intercepts. Good board battle here behind the net. Very tightly played game here on both sides so far. As Greenan tried to get it up the boards, instead turns it over. Now we got a 3, maybe even 4-on-1 developing. Price leading the rush, but the puck rolls off her stick. So that opportunity, unfortunately, left by the wayside here for Rothsay Netherwood, but they continue to battle in the zone. Price tried to come out with it. McMaster in there as well, but Western comes out with it. Now it's Isabel Richards. She has that one poked away by Sadie Brown. Brown centers, tried to find McMaster. Again, puck just out of her reach. Now Chalk. Leaves it for McMaster. Tries to go back to the point, but intercepted by Morancy, who's able to clear. English out with it at her own blue line. She goes up and off the glass. And now that one's sent down by Casey, and that'll go for icing. 10:37 left now in the second period. And Western leads 2-1. So the faceoff will come to the left of Soraya Richard. Wind control that one, Noy. Gets it around to the half boards, but sent back toward McGuigan. But Wood able to dig that one out. Eustace tried to center. Now the Wind headed back the other way. Collins pushes it forward. She had that one poked away by English. And that almost sent the Riverhawks back the other way. Now Rothsay Netherwood trying to slow things down a bit. Eustace gains the blue line. Good battle right below our camera position, basically. And Rothsay Netherwood comes out with it. Hillary Wood with the shot. Bit of a mishandle on that from Richard, but she's able to cover. Bit of a floating puck there that Sarai Richard unable to grab, but again, good awareness to see the puck in front of her, at least to get that one covered up. Face-off coming to right, 9:55 left now in the second period. Cormier pushes forward, centering pass. I feel like if Oliver's a right-handed shot there, we're probably looking at a tie game. But again, just off the inside of the stick as Moriarty was that. Now Oliver with the shot, stopped by Richard. Now up the middle of the ice, McGinnis loses it. And loses her stick in the process, but inadvertently leaves it for DeRoche, who skates it into the zone. DeRoche sends it around the Rossay Netherwood net. And that one got left behind by Taylor. Now another board battle here as Cormier pushes her opponent into the boards. Now she goes cross ice. Good pass there to find Ava Wood. Wood stood up at the blue line there by DeRoche. And now Wood gets it back in the corner. Tried to go around for Taylor, but nothing doing there. Now McMaster keeps it in for Rothsay Netherwood. Stood up by Rennie behind the net. Again, not much space given here on either side. As Rennie sends that one around the net. Taylor was able to advance it out, but Price takes over. Moriarty now. Moriarty got tied up. She'll get the puck back briefly, but then DeRoche slaps it down. No icing here. 8:15 left in the second period. That one gets caught up in chalk skates. Gets it out to McMaster though, and she'll dump it in. Sent around to Chloe Gallant. She just slapped it around. Collins unable to clear. Kept in by Brown. And that time around, Chloe Gallant able to clear. Morancy advances it. No icing here. She'll be first to the puck. I've really liked Danny Pierre Morancy's game here as we got a penalty coming. And it's headed to the Western Wind. So for the third time, Rossay Netherwood off of the power play. Chloe Gallant knows it's her. And it's a tripping call. 7:40 to go. Rothsay Netherwood with its third power play here of the game. 1 for 2 so far. Face-off will come to Soraya Richard's left. Controlled off the draw by the Riverhawks, but it gets right back onto the dot basically. English down just past Eustace's stick. But Hillary Wood there to briefly keep it. Only for Emily McGuigan to turn and fire down the ice. English back for it. Nice breakout pass to Eustace. She'll circle around, goes cross ice to Brown. Back to Eustace. Laura Eustace now. Good protection, centering pass. Just Hillary Wood unable to handle it in front. I think a stick might have gotten in there as well. And now Brown has it at the blue line. Kept in here by, that was Hillary Wood trying to center. That one just kind of floats over the net. Rothsay Netherwood doing a good job keeping possession, but not really a whole lot headed to the net in the first minute of this power play. And now the Wind able to clear. Good job there on the penalty kill, as I believe that was McGinnis who swung that one out. Now English tries to skate it out. She's been on this entire power play, and that one's intercepted by McGuigan, who sends it on net. And stopped by Savoie. And now skating up the other way was Ava Wood, dishes back to English. Again, minute and a half shift here for MJ English on this power play. And she loses the handle on that one briefly. And now she'll head off after sending it back down around the net. Kept in by Moriarty. Oliver now. Down low to Wood, and that was a centering pass there from Oliver's. We're back to 5-on-5. And now trying to go ahead is Chloe Gallant, just maybe a step ahead of that pass. Offside coming here to Western. But they tag up, and now Ross St. Netherwood headed back the other way. Ava Wood. Left there, Taylor with the shot. Again, a stick got in to prevent that from being a good chance, but headed the other way now is Taylor for Western. Dished off, just off the stick of Greenan. Couldn't quite get a handle on that shot. They had the opportunity there, but again, Gracie Greenan just couldn't find the handle there right in tight, as Aaron Rennie will fire that one on net. Turned aside, and I didn't actually catch this, but Ross St. Netherwood actually making a goaltender change here somewhere along the way, as Lexi Caron out of St. Leonard, New Brunswick, is now in. As that puck is not in, that's waved off as the net came off. I'll have to look back at the footage to see when that goalie change actually happened. But again, it is Alexi Caron who's now in. And now that everything's set back up again, 4:46 to go in the second period. Western Wind continuing to lead this one 2-1. Chloe Gallant with the go-ahead goal. And she's in the face-off circle here for the Wind, but the Riverhawks win it off the draw. Round into the corner, Hillary Wood. Cycles it around, Fisher there with it. Couple of Wind defenders battling in there. Hillary Wood tried to get it back to the point, but instead it's going to be the Wind trying to clear now. And great job there from Molly Kate McGinnis to just kind of chop at that one to get it out. And that was sent around by Brown. Eustace trying to skate after that puck, but it is met by that was Linkletter who was able to get that one. Now Cormier with it in the middle of the ice. She loses it. Now Hughes headed back the other way. Brianna Hughes shot. Stopped by Caron. Hughes centering pass. Good poke there from Caron. As Collins got knocked down in front of the net. Ross St. Netherwood headed back the other way. Oliver. Cross ice to Cormier. That shot stopped by Richard. Batted down by Ava Wood. And play is going to continue as the high stick not called. Of course, Western touching it instead. Now Morancy trying to get back to her feet to get to that loose puck. And she does get it. Good job here from Annie-Pierre Morancy. Centers there for Collins. Another good poke there from Carol. Loose puck in front. Referee lost sight of it there. 3:13 to go. Yeah, we kind of saw this toward the end of the first period as well. A little bit of an extra burst of energy here, so to speak, from both sides, trying to get something else on the board, headed to the intermission. But now the face-off coming to Alexi Caron's right. Face-off won by the Wind. Batting that down with a hand there was Taylor. And that's Taylor with an O compared to Taylor with an A for Ross St. Netherwood, who's headed back the other way. Wood! That one stopped by Richard. Ava Wood trying to tuck that one in, but just kind of got hung up in Richard's pad, and she'll freeze it. 2:58 to go now. Face off to Richard's right. Won by the Riverhawks, but the Wind get it back. Now the Wind trying to skate it forward. That was Greenan trying to advance. Clearing attempt intercepted. Now Emily McGuigan will give it a go. Out to the middle, McMaster. Dropped that one, Chalk had it. Now the Wind skating it out. Taylor and English battling. Carroll out to play it. Left for Sadie Brown. Now the Wind controlling it. Taylor just kind of dumps it into the corner. Wind keep it in at the blue line. Rennie pokes it to the middle of the ice. It's sent on net by Richards, and that one just sent wide by Taylor. Taylor loses the handle. Chalk with it. She sends it up, and McMaster is able to chip it out. Good forecheck here from Price, but that's going to be a step and a half offside. Minute 54 left now in the second period. And the Western Wind continuing to lead this one by a score of 2-1. Face-off coming just outside Western territory. Gallant wins that draw. Gets out to center ice. Moriarty goes cross ice to Taylor. Up to Hillary Wood, excuse me. Tip pass, she scores! I said it earlier, the puck seems to find Laura Eustace whenever she's on the ice. And she was right at the top of the crease. Johnny or Jenny or whatever name you want to put it on the spot. As she's able to redirect that Hillary Wood pass into the top corner, and we are back level at 2-2. A minute 41 left in the second period. And so we're back to square one now. With an intermission looming. Gallant trying to push it forward. Moriarty with it though. Gets out. Linkletter puts it on goal. Carroll froze it briefly, but then left it for Taylor. Now Hillary Wood. Able to get it out as far as Casey, who dumps it back in. And now that one skated out by Taylor up to Eustace, the newest goal scorer. Centering pass, tried to find Hillary Wood with that, tried to return the favor, but Wood's stick was tied up and now the Wind headed back the other way. Collins. She just shovels that one forward as we're into the final minute now of the second period. Eustace tried to wrap it around her own net, gets out to Linkletter at the point, shot blocked. Good block there from Cormier to get in front of that. Now Eustace battling there with Chloe Gallant, and that is going to be called. Referee from behind the play, cross-checking penalty headed Laura Eustace's way. So with 43 seconds left in the second period, Western gets its first power play of the game. And with it comes an opportunity to potentially take a lead into the second intermission. So the faceoff will come to Lexi Caron's right. And that one won by Ross St. Netherwood, but kept in by Western briefly. Now McGuigan has to reset in the neutral zone, 33 seconds. She does that, McGinnis back to McGuigan. Down low to, I was about to say Chloe Gallant, but instead it was Jones. Now McGuigan, unable to get that one on net, and that does not get out. I thought Cormier poked it out, but instead that'll be taken care of by Taylor this time around. That being Sarah Taylor. And now DeRoche behind her own net, around to Rennie, and that is how the second period's gonna end. So, we've seen a good half hour of hockey on both sides, very evenly played, and somewhat fittingly, it is 2-2. And again, we'll be heading to the intermission here in a moment, but just as a reminder, the Mount Academy under 18 and under 17 sides will be playing here at 4:30. But of course, that's not the only women's hockey action happening in this very building. As on Rink A, it is of course time for the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championships. I believe Cavendish Farms has title on that. And again, the opener of that tournament is going to feature the UNB Reds and McGill at 3 o'clock. So obviously that's definitely a game worth watching as well, but definitely stick around with us. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes or so to bring you the third period of this one. Stay with us. Folks, we are back for the third period of this second game of the Mount Academy's special U Sports themed female hockey showcase featuring the Rothsay Netherwood Riverhawks and the Western Wind from here in Prince Edward Island. And it's 2-2 as we head into the third period. For Western, it's goals from Bailey Jones and Chloe Gallant, both of whom scored early in the first and second periods, before responses came from Rothsay Netherwood in the form of Jordan Chalk and Laura Eustace. As we're back underway here now. Darash back for it. He's able to send it forward, and that gets out to Gallant in the neutral zone. Gallant with some room here, tries to go up high, just a little bit wide. Kept in by Darash. That went off of Cormier's shin pad. Now Ava Wood trying to skate up the middle of the ice. Cormier intercepts the clearing pass. Annika Cormier gets it back in the middle of the ice, goes down to Ava Wood. But now Western will skate it out. Now Morancy unable to get past Taylor, but gets the puck back. Again, I've been impressed with Morancy's battle here over the course of this game. And Rothsay Netherwood clears, gets it out to McGuigan at her own blue line. She'll turn it around. And McGuigan up the middle of the ice, dishes off to Hughes. Back to the point for Rennie, she keeps it in. Goes cross ice, that shot just wide. I think that was McGinnis. And she's on the back check. She'll get to that puck first. Molly Kate McGinnis doing a good job covering up on the back end. Now the Wind with it at their own bench. They lose it. Chalk pokes it forward. Now Rennie corrals it. But that'll go down the ice. Icing waved off. Linesman called a tip on that. As now Price chipped that one forward. Left for McMaster, who has some ice now. McMaster, that one kind of floats in. Richard, that's a couple of times now we've seen that glove hand maybe not be as secure, but again, able to cover up. And do we have a penalty coming on this play? Maybe some head contact? Let's see. And yeah, it looks like it might be a head contact penalty here. So Rothsay Netherwood to its fourth power play of the game. I should mention that Western started the period on the power play for 1:18. Wind control it off the draw. Noy is able to get it past English. She swings that one around. And now coming back the other way up the middle of the ice is Fisher. Gets to the outside, now cuts back to the middle. That one just wide. Eustace there. Loses it to Gallant, who was able to clear. And that'll burn some time on this 5-on-4. Now it's Hillary Wood. Had an assist on the second goal. Loses it in the middle of the ice, gets it back. She'll dump it in. Eustace there on the forecheck. But yeah, Noy, I was going to say Linkletter, but I think it was a 5 instead of a 9. Now Rothsay Netherwood back the other way, but that's going to go for icing. So, face-off will come to Alexi Caron's right. 1:09 left in this Rothsay Netherwood power play, 12:20 to go in the third, and we're all knotted up at 2. As a matter of fact, I can see a McGill University either coach or staff member in the building with a laptop, maybe checking in on incoming recruit Annika Cormier. And they probably like what they've seen out of her so far in this one as Caron plays that. Stopping back is Moriarty. And that one across to Taylor, who goes up ice to Ava Wood. Wood with some open ice. Working her way around the outside. Still with it. Goes all the way around the net, out to Taylor at the point. Wood gets it back. Wood shoots. Nice stop there from Richard. Moriarty had it at the blue line, but Collins is able to pressure her off the puck and get it out. 20 seconds left on this power play now for Rothsay Netherwood. Maybe one more opportunity at it. But that pass from Taylor briefly intercepted. Chalk goes around her own net to Moriarty. She loses the handle. Hughes will send it down, and that'll do it for this power play in about 2 seconds. Or how about now, as we're back to 5-on-5. Now the Wind trying to do something. And again, they've had early goals in each of the first 2 periods, but not nearly as early this time around as Jones keeps it in. Darash now at center ice goes cross ice. Rennie fires it down. Moriarty. Pass cross ice from McMaster finds Price. Paige Price now. Dumps it into the corner. Rennie gets there first. And that one's just out of the reach of the Wind player, so Rothsay Netherwood sends it back down. Amelia Darash now. Up to Taylor. Gets out to center ice. Now Brown cross ice to English. MJ English now. Loses the handle on that. Taylor comes out with it, leaves it for Greenan. Gracie Greenan back out to the point. And that shot just kind of got fed through, but a little bit wide, courtesy of Linkletter. Now Rothsay Netherwood trying to come back. Hillary Wood watched closely. Up the boards now to Eustace. Wood and Eustace has been a good combo here today. And now we'll see what Western can do going back the other way. Casey up the middle of the ice. And that's going to go for icing. 9:37 to go now in the 3rd period. Still knotted up at 2. And again, definitely some additional interest in these particular games given what's happening next door. And CBC Sports will actually have the coverage of the tournament opener at 3 o'clock. Good buddy of mine, Mr. Beau Ford, will be on the call for that one, as getting knocked off the puck there was Cormier. Taylor shovels that one back down. Wind again try to clear. That one knocked down smartly by Collins in the middle of the ice. Now Chloe Gallant with an opportunity, loses it in the skates though. Tries to center for Morancy, but nothing there. Morancy with it. There for Chloe Gallant. Had that one poked away by Cormier, and now Ava Wood headed back the other way, centers for Oliver. Lost the handle on that. Now Ella Collins back the other way, drops to Chloe Gallant. There for Morancy, just couldn't quite get it all the way on net. Now Collins tries to center, and Carroll perhaps doing the smart thing here and freezing that one, 8:48 to go. And again, talking about the significance of being here around the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship, certainly there's some familiarity here with what it takes to play at the U Sports level, particularly on the Rothsay Netherwood bench, as their head coach is 5-year St. Thomas Tommy Kayla Blackmore, who's been with Rothsay Netherwood for almost a decade now. So again, if anyone's going to prepare them for the next level, it's hard to beat Kayla Blackmore and her experience from St. Thomas. As we head back to gameplay, that one sent down the ice, and that's going to be another icing call. 8:23 left now in the 3rd. Still deadlocked at 2. Face-off will come to Soraya Richard's right. Riverhawks control that one off the draw. Brown feeds that one through, stopped by Richard. Battling behind the net, Chalk. Cycles it around, no teammates there though, so Rennie will get a handle on it. Now McMaster tried to feed that one through, but instead Western gets it out. English. Over to Brown. Tried to find McMaster in the middle of the ice. Tipped, no icing. Now the Wind trying to head back the other way. Greenan up the middle of the ice. As that one poked away, delayed offside. Taylor still not getting the message here, and that'll allow Rothsay Netherwood to work back the other way. Hillary Wood, nice move at her own blue line. Wood working away around the outside. Eustace there in front, just couldn't quite get a handle on that centering pass. I think a body might have gotten in the way of the stick there too, so good defense from the western side. Now Wood. Again tries to center, puck finds Eustace. How many times have I said that in this one? Now Hillary Wood again, over to Taylor. That one kind of rides up the stick there of Casey. Now headed back the other way is the Wind. Taylor. Kind of sent into the corner. Now Moriarty headed back the other way. She gets the puck back. Pressured here on the forecheck by Chloe Gallant, left for Hillary Wood. She dishes off to Taylor. It's Sarah Taylor with the shot just wide. Now poking it forward there was Oliver, but couldn't quite advance it any further. And now the Wind send it all the way down the ice, and we're down to 6:29 to go in this third period. Still tied up at 2. And the face-off will come to the left of Soraya Richard. And this is, again, been a very entertaining game on both sides. Here's the Wind try to get it out of their own end. Certainly moments where both teams have had the measure of play. Now Ava Wood trying to go the other way. She's got some ice. Centering pass. Nice stop there from Richard. That was Oliver right in front. And then Richard able to battle to find the loose puck. Coming in clutch. Now 6:12 to go in the third. Face off again coming to Soraya Richard's left. Tie up off the draw. Still not controlled by anyone. Now Wood's got it, that being Ava Wood. She gets it back. Watched closely by a couple of Wind defenders. And taken down there was... Yeah, I couldn't quite get a number on that. I think that was McGinnis, though. But now Wood back to English. Over to Brown. Puck loose in the middle of the ice. Ava Wood skates into it. And that one just kind of chopped over to the other side of the ice. Sadie Brown with it. She's got some room. She shoots. Stopped by Richard. Brown. Down low to McMaster. Watched closely by Noy. Greenan takes her down, and the free hand is going to result in the penalty. So Gracie Greenan headed off for tripping. 5:18 to go. And Rothsay Netherwood heads to its 5th power play of the game. And this one with a chance for the Riverhawks to take their first lead of the game. It'll be Chalk against Gallant in the face-off circle. Chalk tries to push forward. Price couldn't quite get the handle on that. Wind are able to get it out. Brown unable to keep it in. Now English. Headed back for it is Brown. Now Rothsay Netherwood trying to get something going. English leaves it for Brown. Wind able to clear again. Good job there from, I believe, Darash. And indeed it was Amelia Darash, and she's going to get the puck again. Wind just getting onside as Darash dumped that one back down. English back to Sadie Brown. Darash again getting the active stick in there. That gets Rennie the puck, and she'll slap it down the ice. 4:23 left now in the third. And again, we're just awaiting confirmation as to what the overtime procedure would look like. Of course, we may not get any answers here late in this situation, but Laura Eustace trying to get it to not go to overtime. Skates it into the zone, left for Taylor. Sarah Taylor with the shot that gets through Richard with the stop. Collins just spins it and swings it down the ice. 35 seconds left now in the Rothsay Netherwood power play. Good job from the Western Killers here. And right in there is Jones. She got the first goal of this game. Jones still battling, pushed into the boards from behind by Moriarty, no call. Coach Eric Morancy certainly looking for it on the western side. As now the Wind will regroup. 10 seconds left in this Rothsay Netherwood power play, so they'll fire it down. And that should burn the rest of the time here. As Ava Wood will skate it out. We're back to 5-on-5 now. 3:15 to go in this third period. Now Wood into the middle of the ice. Oliver couldn't quite get a handle on that. Set back down by Taylor. Now Sophie Oliver. Left for Ava Wood. Now Hughes unable to clear with that centering pass. Ava Wood still with it, pressured by Noy. Now Molly Kate McGinnis tries to clear, nothing doing. Finally, Western gets it out. Hughes able to chop it forward. But now Annika Cormier trying to catch Western on a change. Wood stood up on the shot attempt. And tripping over the blue line there by the looks of it was Greenan. Those phantom blue lines are never fun, especially late in the game. Now English. DeRoche sends it back in. Western's got a tag up. Now Price. Left it there for Chalk. She flips it into the zone. Rennie back for it. Now good battle as English pinched in. Now the Wind are able to clear it. The tip off a Brown stick negates the icing. And now the Twillingate Newfoundland native back for it. Wind trying to keep things going. Green and down into the corner. Brown sends it around for English. MJ English getting a lot of ice time here for Rothsay Netherwood. Certainly a dependable defender for the Riverhawks. And English still with a year to decide what her university commitment's going to be, but I imagine she's going to get some interest. As McGuigan pushes her player off the boards. We're down to 1:15 to go. Now the Wind up the middle of the ice. Gallant tries to work her way through Moriarty, and she does. Shot stop there by Caron. Big stop there from Alexi Caron. That puck loose. Gallant unable to tip it in. Into the final minute now. Gallant trying to center through the legs. And Caron's just going to freeze it here. 53 seconds left in the third period. Still a 2-2 hockey game. And I think we're getting a timeout on the Western Wind side of things. Certainly an opportunity to really make a mark here. Again, 53 seconds left in the third period. And if you're head coach Eric Morancy, you gotta like what you're seeing out of your players here so far. Maybe not the early goal in this third period, but able to push through a couple of penalty kills and ultimately able to keep this one knotted up. Meanwhile, if you're Kayla Blackmore on the Rothsay Netherwood side of the equation, or more specifically, I think assistant coach Derek McCallum might be more in on this particular discussion. Again, this is just a matter of making sure you're responsible defensively off of this draw, and then maybe trying to get something to work in the other end to get that late goal, or if nothing else, force it to overtime. And we'll see who Coach Morancy decides to put out. Looks like he's going with, certainly Collins is one of the forwards. McGuigan and Rennie on the back end. And it's going to be Morancy, Gallant, and Collins up front, but Annika Cormier wins the draw for Rothsay Netherwood. Clearing attempt off Ava Wood's skate, but she gets it back and gets the Western blue line. Ava Wood tries to center, it's loose. Nice defensive play there to poke that one away, still loose, scores! Annika Cormier finds it right at the top of the crease. But it looks like she may have taken a bit of a shot there as it went in. Certainly hunched over. I mean, there's a reason they say no pain, no gain, I suppose, but for Annika Cormier. She's got Rothsay Netherwood up with 38 seconds to go. And now again, the wheels got to be spinning a little bit on the Western bench. You can already see Soraya Richard's about halfway out of her net. And for the Riverhawks, this would be an impressive back-to-back if they're able to hold on for these last 35 seconds. And now Fisher will skate it out. Richard to the bench, and Lauren Fisher's going to ice this one for Rothsay Netherwood. 26 seconds to go. And again, that's Lauren Fisher, who's been solid as well here for the Riverhawks. The hometown girl, Rothsay, New Brunswick. And that's going to double up Rothsay Netherwood's lead. The first lead they've had in this entire game, as a matter of fact. But it only matters that you're leading at the very end of it, as Rothsay Netherwood sends it down. Fisher again in there battling for it. Now Jones tries to clear. Hughes goes cross ice. Wind able to get it out. Time ticking down. And that puck's just going to go into Riverhawk territory, and that's how this game's going to end. So, again, a late flurry here from Rothsay Netherwood. Annika Cormier finding the game winner with 38 seconds to go. And add in a Lauren Fisher empty netter, and that's a 4-2 final here for the Rothsay Netherwood Riverhawks over the Western Wind. And definitely a respectful show of support on both sides. Very well played game, with Angélie Savoie and Alexis Caron combining for the victory here for the Riverhawks. And again, we've got a little bit of a break in our action here. The two Mount Academy sides will face off at 4:30. But in the meantime, again, there's this little thing called the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship going on right next door here, quite literally next door, on Rink A at McLaughlin Arena. You can catch that one on CBC